Thank you very much, Amber. The 2010 legislative session came to a dramatic end Thursday with the surprise passage of the Civil Unions Bill. Lawmakers also tackled the $1.2 billion budget shortfall by raising many fees and taxes, including a hike in the oil barrel tax that will mean more at the pump for Hawaii residents. A broad range of issues was dealt with, actually, from funding for Furlough Fridays to shark finning. And joining us now to break it all down for us is our political analyst, UH professor Neil Milner, and KITV4's political reporter, Demby Fawcett. And good morning, Demby. Good to see you.
Thank you.
And good to see you, Professor. And, well, of course, the Civil Unions Bill is the big story. And I think a big question is, was this always in the works, that they would do this on the last day?
No, it absolutely wasn't. And no one expected this. Both the proponents and the opponents, people were just shocked. There was a silence when Blake Oshiro brought it up. And apparently he hadn't told the House Speaker until yesterday when he did it. And it came to him in an epiphany at his house the night before that it was something he had to do. And it just blew people away. And in the end, I think people were relieved because many people had been, saddened lawmakers that they couldn't vote. They were embarrassed by what happened in January.
And that's, of course, when they voted without anybody actually taking claim for their votes.
Yes.
There. It was kind of like this.
And they felt like they were hiding behind the skirts of House Speaker Calvin Say, and a lot were absolutely mortified by that.
And Professor Milner, what does this mean for our state right now? I mean, we're going through the toughest economic times that we've gone through for a long time, and all of a sudden no one's talking about that. They're talking about this. What does this mean for us?
Well, it is an issue that just dominates people's thinking once it shows up again, and I think it's sort of the dark horse in the next political campaign. It's the only issue that the conservative Christians and the kind of social conservative right have ever been able to mobilize people about here in those kinds of issues. And I think that could very well happen again. We have to remember a couple of things, though. First of all, attitudes have become more tolerant toward gay people than they were when the same-sex marriage amendment was around. Secondly, the governor really does face a difficult decision here, and if the bill does pass, it goes right into effect. But still, I think you're going to see some quick opposition to it, and it's going to change the nature of the legislative campaigns.
That's right. The opponents, of course, civil unions, they've gathered thousands of people to state capitol at different rallies earlier this year, so there's definitely a lot of people out there who oppose it. And there are a lot of people out there who oppose Furlough Fridays at public schools, and that's kind of been a dominant issue. And this is one that the legislature really can say, hey, here's the money, come on, guys, take care of it. I mean, this is something the legislature was probably happy to deal with because they weren't the ones with their feet being held to the fire.
They were happy to deal with it. However, as Roz Baker said in one of her speeches toward the end of the session, it should have been the first bill, the first order before anything else. So now here we have Furlough Day 15, and they're still not decided. So, yeah, they are happy, but I think many wish they could have come up with something sooner.
And Demby, what do you think is going to happen with this? I mean, the negotiations have really been in a standstill since December. I mean, is there going to be a breakthrough? I mean, a lot of people say, hey, this is going to happen before the next school year. Do you think something's going to happen, or what's it going to take to break this impasse?
Well, the negotiations actually, under the table haven't been at a standstill because there have been give on both sides. Like Governor Lingle has backed off her essential workers only. Now she's saying whoever the school decides. The teachers union gave up they're willing to give up 6 planning days. So I think something's going to happen. I think the governor probably will stick to her releasing only the $57 million, but there'll be a new governor next year. So, right. I mean, that at least will take care of the current